It was just another Tuesday morning in downtown Toronto. The streets were crowded with noise, movement, and people buried in their own worlds. No one noticed Emily Parker, a young woman in her mid-20s, sitting quietly on a park bench, staring into space with swollen eyes and tear-streaked cheeks. To most people, she looked fine, just another girl scrolling her phone. But inside, Emily was shattered. She had just lost her job. Her rent was due. Her boyfriend of 4 years had walked out the night before, and she hadn't told a single soul. She sat there silently, watching people pass, laughing, sipping coffee, typing on laptops in the cafe across the street. It felt like the world was moving without her. Just as she was about to get up and leave, a man approached, told her, maybe in his 60s, dressed simply, slightly unshaven, carrying a worn leather bag. "Excuse me," he said gently. "You dropped this." Emily looked down. There was a folded napkin in his hand. Confused, she took it. He smiled and walked away without another word. She opened the napkin and saw something handwritten inside. "You may not know this now, but you're stronger than anything life throws at you. Keep going. A stranger who's been where you are." Emily froze. She looked around for him, but he had already disappeared into the crowd. For some reason, her tears began to flow again, this time, not from pain, but from relief. No one had noticed her. Not a single friend had checked in, but this one stranger had. That message stayed with her all day. She took a picture of the napkin and posted it online with the caption, "A stranger gave me this when I needed it most. If you see this, thank you. You saved me." She went to sleep with a glimmer of hope. What she didn't know was that her post would go viral, and the man she thought was a stranger. The next morning, Emily woke up to hundreds of notifications on her phone. Her napkin photo had been shared by a local community page, and then picked up by a popular news outlet. Within hours, it was on Instagram stories, Facebook feeds, and TikTok videos across the US, UK, and Canada. People from all walks of life were commenting, "This made me cry. I needed to hear this today." To the stranger, whoever you are, thank you for reminding us that humanity still exists. We need more people like him. But there was one comment that stood out. It read, "I know who wrote this." Emily clicked immediately. It was a reply from a young woman named Claire, who said the stranger was her uncle, Mr. James Nolan, a retired English teacher from the UK who had recently moved to Toronto to live with family after losing his wife. Claire explained that James had a habit of writing small notes of encouragement and keeping them in his bag, ready to hand out whenever he saw someone who looked like they needed one. "He believes in quiet kindness," she wrote. "He says you never know when one sentence might save someone's life." Emily was stunned. This man, who she thought she'd never see again, was real. And not just real, but a silent hero to dozens, maybe hundreds. She replied immediately and asked if she could meet him. Claire arranged it. A week later, Emily and James met again in the same park. She handed him a letter and hugged him tightly. "You don't know what that napkin did for me," she said, tearing up. "It reminded me I wasn't invisible." James smiled warmly. "You were never invisible. Sometimes the world just forgets how to look." Inspired by their meeting, Emily launched a social media page called the Kind Note Project, encouraging others to write anonymous kind messages and leave them for strangers. It caught fire. Thousands joined the movement from New York to Manchester to Vancouver. James never wanted fame, but his quiet act of kindness, it sparked a ripple effect across the world. Final narration for video ending. It took just one sentence from a stranger to remind someone of their strength. Kindness doesn't need noise. Sometimes the softest voice is the one that saves. Be that voice. He was about to change many more lives than just hers.